And you have previously described Zimbabwe as the victim of Western sanctions. So, Mr. President, can you elaborate on the impact of those sanctions on the development of your country and also especially the livelihood of the people?
The biggest challenge we face is the imposition of the illegal sanctions on us, which were imposed by the West as a result of us demanding that which was our own, and that is the land issue. When we got our independence, the land resource was in the British hands. There is no textbook anywhere in the world which tells you how to do it. You just do it. And they say, this guy is on my land which does not belong to him, then you kick him out. That's what we did. You never go to a table to negotiate your land back. You see, in African wisdom or village wisdom, if you lose your cattle, and then you see the cattle are at another village, you don't go and beg for collect your cattle, you just collect them. So that's the philosophy we have.
What's the consequences to your country?
If you are on sanctions, you cannot develop or access global funding.
Right.
Now, for 24 years of the existence of sanctions on our country, we've never been able to access global funding for our country. But as a result of that, we looked inwards and say, Nika inova kwa neve nevaya. Which means,
what does it mean?
It means a country is built by its own people on the basis of the resources that they were given by God. So with that, we looked inward. And we are now developing, in some instances, faster than those countries who look for global capital.
Well, President Mnangagwa, China has always shown very strong opposition to those sanctions, and it has actually vetoed the proposed resolution to impose sanctions on Zimbabwe back in 2008 at the UN Security Council. And that is actually the very first time China exercises its veto power at the Council for an African country. So in what way do you think China's support is valuable to your country, especially in those difficult times?
Each time I have opportunity, I mentioned this to President Xi Jinping, that in 2008, China and Russia vetoed the imposition of sanctions by the United Nations Security Council on Zimbabwe. But individually now, not as the United Nations, but individually, we have sanctions by the Americans, sanctions by the British on Zimbabwe.
And the diplomatic relations or the diplomatic approach adopted by your government is often characterized as engagement and re-engagement policy. So can you explain to us a little bit about this international re-engagement drive, and what is your plan to navigate the complexities with the Western countries?
Engagement and re-engagement means we as Zimbabwe are a friend to all and enemy to none. We shall engage with anybody who is willing to engage with us. Re-engagement means those countries who are disengaged with us as a result of sanctions or our taking over our own land, they disengaged with us. We are ready to re-engage them. And some, especially in the EU, they've come back to re-engage. So that's what it means. We are ready to engage with everybody, and we're also ready to engage those who are disengaged. So that philosophy embraces everybody.